guess you might want to call this breaking news, or it's just impending news, because apparently the Patriots are making a trade for a running back. A reputable NFL source says the Patriots will be adding a running back before the NFL trade deadline. That is on Tuesday. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and I saw this report literally right when I woke up, and it comes from one of those insiders on Twitter that's usually always right. But before we get into it, when this trade, apparently that's going to happen, actually happens, we will make a video. So join the subscriber count. And we're on our way to 35,000. We're at 34,722. So join the Patriots family if you want daily videos, weekly live shows, and of course we go live for every single Patriots game. Hit that sub button right now. So if you guys are on Twitter and know all about the dog, Rickey Scoops, he dropped this at 7:41 a.m. and it was a Patriots bug. And he activated his Twitter and said, yeah, can confirm that the Patriots will be adding a new running back via trade by Tuesday. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and happy Halloween. And I'll just say this. Rickey is usually never wrong, just early. Yesterday, Aiden Hutchinson got an extension. Who was on it back in the summer? It was Rickey Scoops. Who had the Micah Parsons trade before it happened when everybody looked at him like he was crazy on Twitter? Rickey Scoops. Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. Rickey had it. The Jalen Ramsey trade. Rickey had it first. He has had multiple scoops. So it kind of just realized how everybody on Twitter is like, this guy's an actual insider. Nobody knows who he is. It's just the dog, but he's usually always right. And a couple of reports came out yesterday after the Patriots traded Keion White and Kyle Duggar. Mike Reese had this in his article saying, what now for the Patriots after making those two trades? Well, he said, sources familiar with the team's thinking said a running back and veteran pass rusher are the two most likely areas they will target, as in they are going to be buyers. Now, they have 2 extra 6th-round picks as compensation to potentially include in possible trades. Vrabel said Monday that the personnel department is gauging the market around the league. And I said this yesterday. I literally said that the Patriots probably aren't going to be in the market for running back. They just made a move at running back, so now they have 3 on the roster, and it was a well-deserved signing. This comes from Mike Reese on yesterday. And it was talking about how Terrell Jennings just signed with the Patriots 53-man roster. He is joining it after being elevated the last 3 weeks of the season. He ran out of practice squad elevations, so now he is going to be a part of the 53-man roster. And I mean, you have a full running back room at this point. Rhamondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson, and then Terrell Jennings becomes your third running back on the depth chart because Antonio Gibson also tore his ACL, which is unfortunate. But he's also played special teams. I said yesterday, after they signed him to the active roster, which they have 53 total. They have a full roster. I said yesterday that you need to write off a running back trade because there's no need to have one now that you have 3 running backs on the roster. And now you need to go out and get a pass rusher. But we do know that the running back room has struggled the last couple of weeks. We know that this is the weak part of the Patriots offense. The pass offense is absolutely incredible with Drake May looking like an MVP candidate. But when you look at the running backs, it just hasn't been good. This was before the game on Sunday last week against the Browns, where they ranked 32 in EPA per rush. They ranked 32nd in success rate per rush, 29th in yards per carry. It's not good. You're in the bottom 3 of the NFL, and you struggle a lot. And we know that once you go against these good teams, like next week against the Bucs, you're going to be having to use that run game. And now you might be out with Rhamondre, and this is where I think kind of increased the likelihood of the Patriots going out and getting another running back. Because yesterday we found out when the Patriots injury report came out that there was a new guy on the report, and it was Rhamondre Stevenson, your starting running back. Apparently, he did not practice on Wednesday, according to Mike Reese, due to a toe injury. And then you also had Morgan Moses didn't practice, but it wasn't for injury-related reasons. It was just for rest because you know that how he's a little bit of an older player. But Rhamondre showed up with a toe injury. And we know all about the toe injuries that have been plaguing the NFL this season. You know about Brock Purdy. We know about Joe Burrow. And this comes from Jesse Morris, who's one of those Twitter doctors that always tweets about injuries. And he said the possible injury could be turf toe. Hopefully very mild or grade 1. But if it's a grade 1 grade 1 toe turf, he's out 1 to 3 weeks. And then I saw another possible tweet that if it's really bad, he could be placed on IR. So that's kind of foreshadowing to, hey, the Patriots might be looking for a running back. Because also, they worked out a bunch of running backs. They added 2 running backs to the practice squad this week. They were expecting Terrell Jennings to be elevated to the active roster, fully signing to that 53-man roster. But if Rhamondre's out now you still only have 2 running backs. If he goes on IR, that opens up a roster spot. So it kind of now makes sense to do a trade for another running back. Now the question would be, who would be that running back? But before we get into that, I'll ask you guys, because me personally, I still think that you need to sign or you need to trade for a pass rusher. You don't have much depth, especially after getting rid of Keion White. But go down in the comments section right now. Would you trade for a running back? Give me a Y for yes or give me an M for no down in the comments section. Coming up on the back half of the show, we're going to be talking about possible running back candidates. I got 3 specific ones that I think the Patriots could be targeting if they're really going to make this trade. And I believe Rickey Scoops always. So I think a trade is coming to New England. But before that, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you can cash in. Did you know Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can cash out if your lineup isn't perfect? You can double your money even if your picks doesn't hit. I made a lineup, and it involved the basketball game on Tuesday between New York and Milwaukee. I had Karl-Anthony Towns the more on 12 rebounds. He finished with 12, so that is completely pushed. So then you got Bijan Robinson the less on 75.5 rushing yards, and you also have Drake May on 228.5 passing yards. Give me the more on that one. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, let's take a look at some of the running back candidates. And I got 3 of them. There's a lot more, and I'll give you one candidate that I'm not talking about here, but I possibly think it is, and that is Chuba Hubbard. But we're talking about the 3 running backs that I think really could be traded. The first one, and that's Breece Hall. And Breece Hall is having a solid season. The only problem is he plays for a really, really bad team, the New York Jets. And we know all about the New York Jets, an in-division rival, 117 carries, though 581 yards. He is on pace for a 1,000-yard season once again. 2 touchdowns, but the Jets, they just can't get into the end zone. He's only 24 years old. He's a speedy back, and this would be the perfect running back for the New England Patriots to bolster this running back room. It's the dream scenario. It is the absolute dream scenario if you can convince the New York Jets to trade you. The only problem is it's the New York Jets. In division, I highly doubt it. He's probably going for about a 3rd-round pick right now. And in division trades, you're going to have to pay that tax, and it's going to be a 2nd-round pick. And not only that, you're really trying to bolster kind of the vibes in New York because they're 1-7 with Aaron Glenn. And if you trade away their star running back to your rival, the fans would absolutely go ballistic in New York. So I don't think this is happening. I would love it to happen. I think it's a dream scenario, but probably won't. This is the next one, Jerome Ford, where I think it could be a true possibility. Jerome Ford is a solid running back. We know that he has fallen deep down the depth chart because of Quinshon Judkins, but Quinshon Judkins also has a shoulder injury that he suffered last week against the Patriots, and Jerome Ford came in. He hasn't had a solid season, but like I said, he's still only 26 years old. 21 carries, 73 yards, no touchdowns. 26. That's still kind of young for a running back age. Once you get into that 30, that's when you go down. But with Jerome Ford, it's not as eye-popping as Breece Hall. It's not going to be a key factor on your team. It's just a depth piece. It's just a guy that can come in. Would I rather play Travion Henderson instead of Jerome Ford? 100%. Jerome Ford can play special teams, though, but you already have Terrell Jennings. It doesn't provide much impact. But it would be the cheapest option for you at this time. I don't think it would take more than a pick swap to get Jerome Ford, just like how the Kyle Duggar trade was. You just send over a 6th-round pick, and they send over a 7th-round pick. It's a pick swap. You also have multiple 6th-round picks now with the 2 trades that you made on Tuesday. My last one, and this is what I think is going to happen. I'm predicting it right now. If Rickey Scoops is 100% right, which I truly think he is, especially with Mike Reese backing him up, saying that the Patriots are looking for a running back, I think that Tony Pollard is the prime ideal candidate for the Patriots, and I think that it's going to happen if a trade is. And Tony Pollard, I know he's 28 years old, but I still think he has something left in the tank. He was one of my favorite running backs on my fantasy team when he was in Dallas. And he's still been very, very, very solid in 2025, 109 carries, 424 yards, 2 touchdowns. For the Titans suck. They are truly, truly bad. And that's why this is my top candidate. I think if you put him in a good scenario, he still could be a very productive running back. In that offensive line in Tennessee, how bad it is, it suffers him. But for Tony Pollard, the last 4 seasons, if you look at it, I mean, besides this year, which, truthfully, he's almost still on pace to go for 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards in 2024, and 23, and 22. And not only is he good at running the ball, he can do multiple things. That 2022 season with 9 touchdowns, that's still awesome. Pollard, though, he is exactly what the Patriots could use. He can rush the ball, he is quick, he is speedy, he can cut, find the holes, but he can also receive out of the backfield. What's the number one problem with Travion Henderson, people? He cannot pass block. He cannot pick up blitzes. Tony Pollard can do that. And I think it wouldn't cost too much. I know the Titans are kind of having a fire sale right now, just getting rid of anybody. So maybe you can send over a 4th-round pick. He's not in their future, so maybe you can convince Mike Borgonzi to trade over Tony Pollard to the New England Patriots. Overall, though, unless Rhamondre Stevenson is actually hurt, which we'll find out once the injury report comes out on later today, I wouldn't trade for a running back. I like Terrell Jennings. I like what they have now. I think Rhamondre's picking it back up. I think Travion Henderson, after what he showed last week with 75 rushing yards, there's no need. I am going out and getting an edge rusher. I'm going out and getting someone to add to that depth piece with Harold Landry and Keion Chason. And I'm not trading for a running back? Well, because I just said it. Travion Henderson, man. Just play him. Just please play him. He showed the potential. Use more of him. I saw this meme on Twitter. Like, it just makes sense. Just use him. He's only going to get better if you play him. He's not going to do anything if he's just sitting on the bench. You saw it last week against the Browns. He's not going to fumble again. His eyes just open wide open, and I know how pissed off he was. So I'll ask you guys, what do you want the Patriots to do? Do you want them to trade for a running back or use Travion more? Give me an RB if you want to trade for a running back, or give me a TH if you want Travion to be used more in this offense. If the Patriots make a move, we might go live. We might make a video. If it's during the day and the Patriots make a trade, we are going live. So that's why you subscribe to the channel. When the Patriots make a move, you will know about it first. So hit that sub button right now. And as always, let's go Pats.